Good day everyone and welcome back for another video. Today I have another exciting video for me just because I'm back to LoRa devices, and you probably know if you watched older videos that I'm kind of new to this, and I started to really enjoy it. So today we're going to talk about ThinkNode M1. This is from Elecrow. I got this one sent probably about 2 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. And I wanted to post this video a little bit earlier, but at the same time I wanted to take some time and test it properly to give you an honest opinion about it. So without wasting any time, let's get here on the table and let's start talking about this device, what it can do, how good it is, and see if you like it or not. But I gotta tell you, I'm pretty excited about this one. This ThinkNode M1 came in this enclosure with the USB power cable, charging cable basically, and then it has this nice plastic box which I'm going to use to store components from now on. So I guess I need more devices like this just because I really like the little box. And over here we have the device itself. I really liked the fact that it doesn't have a 3D printed case. It actually molded plastic, and I really love the screen as well. A lot of power saving using this screen. I believe it's called e-ink or something like that. I can't remember exactly. And it has this, I call it power consumption protection, just because this knob actually, it will increase the luminosity of your screen. But as you can tell right now, nothing happens. So this is a good protection, because imagine you have this one in your backpack or in your pocket even more, and when you start walking, you know, this button might turn all the way to the maximum. So without this protection, the luminosity of the screen will increase to the maximum and it will drain your battery. But as you can tell, nothing happens unless I'm actually going through the menu, and then I can increase the luminosity as much as I want, especially if it's nighttime and I'm outside. Or I can just turn it off. The last message that it was displaying on the screen, it will stay on the screen, and then once I turn it back on, I can increase the luminosity a little bit more. And I'll leave it like this just for a little bit, and you'll see that it will automatically shut down to save battery life. There you go. And now if I try to increase the luminosity, it won't work. So you see, this is such a smart thing to do. Now we also have this little lanyard with this, I believe it's called carabina, wherever we call it carabina in Romanian, that you can hook it up to your backpack. You have this, I have at least, my device has this 868 megahertz antenna, and this one comes with two rubber rings over there inside, which are really cool, because once you screw the antenna to the device, it will stay really tight and it won't unscrew. So I like that. You also have this USB-C charging port. You have, in here there's a speaker underneath. I'm not going to open the device anymore, but I actually opened it when I first received it, because I was curious once inside. I didn't film that, sorry. And you have this light over here. You have the GPS on and off switch, so if you don't want to use the GPS and advert your location, you can turn it off, because it will save your battery life. And you have these two menu buttons. So the device came originally with Meshtastic installed, but as you probably know from my older video, in this area around me nobody's using Meshtastic, so I installed Meshcore on it. And the network seems to get bigger and bigger and stronger. And it will get even better pretty soon, because I'm going to install a repeater as well in a really cool location, which I hope that it will help the local community here and the local network. But so far, just as the network is right now, I'm kind of impressed with this device just because I seem to get better coverage using the LoRa device and Meshcore rather than using the traditional APRS on the, you know, on the ham radio bands. So yeah, I was not expecting that because I thought I have more coverage using APRS, but I don't seem to get that. This one seems to work even better. So definitely now I can say that I would trust this one in an emergency case, you know, like it's good for emergency communications. I think it's good, it's perfect to have it in your portable backpack, you know, for, you know, like the radio backpack for either emergency communications, survival communications, or just for fun if you're going out in some small de-expeditions, you know, like a QRP de-expedition on top of the mountain, and see if you can receive the devices that's down in the city, at least here in my area. That's what I would do. But yeah, it's really good device. It works fantastic. So let's talk really quick about the experiments that I made this week and how it performed. Now, I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to try to keep this video short just because it's so freaking hot here in the camper, and I'm actually melting. I'm not sure if you can see it on my face, but it's quite hot, so I have to open the windows. I'm trying to keep them closed right now just because the crickets outside, because it's evening, they're quite loud, and you'll probably only hear crickets. Oh, there you go. I have a message. Good evening, folks. Really nice. So I'm actually using this one through a repeater that it's installed outside, but we'll talk about that one in another video. But even without the repeater, I'm still receiving messages from the network around me. There are a couple of repeaters close by. So yeah, the network is getting bigger and bigger, which I really like it, and I'm kind of excited. I'm getting messages from Bucharest as well. I believe it was also somebody from Serbia, and I'm not sure exactly. I have to go through the messages, but yeah, I'm kind of impressed. I was not expecting that. Not sure how it works with the internet, because you know, I didn't search much about settings regarding the internet connection and how the Meshcore app communicates with online, but I wanted to talk about the battery life. So I took the device at work. I used the device trying to use the maximum power, you know, as I would normally use it. Let's say, for example, if I go in a hike and I'm trying to use the device with my friends, and I left the GPS on just because, you know, like I want to see the position, I want to transmit my position every 1 hour maybe, or every half an hour, depending on your preferences. But in my case right now, I just keep it like every few hours. Yeah, I left the Bluetooth on, I left the device on non-stop, so that means 24 hours in a day it will be on, and the battery lasted for almost 2 days, like this, of course with the screen to a minimum, and the Bluetooth was on, everything was on, you know. Then I wanted to experiment to see how long I can squeeze the battery life, and I turned off the GPS, I turned off the Bluetooth, and I only turned it on once I wanted to connect it to my phone, and this way I increased the battery life to almost 4 days, which is fantastic. 4 days, almost 4 days. It was about 3 days and a half, but I'm talking about non-stop, you know, like 24 hours in a day. It will be continuously on. If I leave the GPS on and the Bluetooth on all the time, but I turn off the device when I'm not using it and I don't need it, you know, like in the nighttime, for example, the battery will last about the same, almost 3 days and a half, 4 days, something around there. So the battery life is fantastic, and I'm actually impressed with the range of this device, because I was not expecting with this tiny antenna to receive messages. I'll show you on a map in a little bit in the location where I was at work, just because it's quite far from the repeaters that we have around. So yeah, I really like it. I love this device, and definitely it's going to be a good companion. Right now I have it with me in my backpack every day, doesn't matter where I'm going. So it's good. This is a really nice device. Now let's talk about the app really quick. I'm not going to go to settings of Meshcore and stuff like that. I can make another video, separate one in the future. I just wanted to show you on the map. Let me turn on the screen recording over here. So this is where I am right now, in this position. Let me have the map load. So I have the repeater and I have 3 separate devices over here, because I have 3 Meshcore devices. But what I wanted to show you is that look at the network around me. So I have a lot of repeaters. As you can tell, there's not so many actually, you know, there's quite a few devices, but not so many repeaters. But there are quite a few, so the network is increasing. We seem to get more and more devices, which is really cool. But this is the location where I am, and as you can tell, I'm quite at some distance from many of the repeaters, because there are a lot of buildings around. But where I am right now, I have pretty much no buildings around me, so I have a really good signal, even without the repeater that I have installed outside, because I only received that one this week and last week actually. So before that I used the device itself without any repeater, and I was still getting the messages. And I wanted to show you, this is the area where I worked last week, and I was still receiving messages in this area. So it was really nice. The only place where I did not receive too many messages, I did receive quite a few, but not all the time, is in my older village where I used to live. And probably just because there are a lot of houses and a lot of buildings, the signal doesn't go through so well. There's no repeater around that area, unless I move there and I install a repeater at some point. But yeah, you know, there's quite a distance from the repeaters, and I was still receiving messages, so it's good. The network is getting bigger and bigger, so I really like this. Definitely, I have to admit, let me turn off the screen recording. I have to admit that I do, actually I turned off the screen recording and I didn't show you something else. Look at the contact list over here. So I have 176 contacts, and the list seems to increase more and more. A lot of them. And I also have the channels over here. So I have this private channel, DX Explorer, which I'm keeping for me and my friends and family, and I have a public one over here. We have a lot of messages over here, which I'm going to go out just because, you know, I'm trying to let their conversation to be private. On the network it's not exactly private, but you know, and again the map, and yeah, so this is with the app, with Meshcore. So I'm really happy that the network it's getting bigger and bigger, and I wanted to test this one, you know, the Meshcore compared to APRS. So I took my transceiver, the handheld transceiver, and I was sending my position through APRS at the same time that this device was sending my position. And I have to admit that I believe this one had my position transmitted through, I believe it was 1, 2, 3, 4 different locations where I was outside, you know, where depending on where I was working, and it did transmitted my position. I think it was only in my older village when I was having lunch and I was surrounded by buildings. It did not transmit my position, but when I was using the APRS on the handheld transceiver, I believe only in 2 locations I got my signal sent, and it was, you know, I could see it. I could see my position online. So yeah. It's impressive that this one actually has more coverage than APRS, which I'm thinking that, you know, APRS it's been for a while and the network kind of developed in time, and I was expecting to have more coverage using APRS, but it's not the case. It seems that this ThinkNode M1 and the Meshcore network around here, it's more reliable than APRS, at least at this point. So yeah. Good thing. I really like this device, and I like the fact that it's small, it's tiny, and it fits really nice in my pocket or in my backpack. So definitely I recommend it. I will put a link down in the video description. Remember, I got this one from Elecrow. If you want to purchase it, have a look over there. It's an affiliate link, so I get a little commission if you purchase it from there, and it doesn't cost you anything extra, but it will help me and support me to continue making these videos. So I'm going to stop here for today talking about this device, but we'll definitely come back with more videos on this one and LoRa devices in general, just because I'm getting excited on this. But I hope you like it, and I hope you find it useful. Let me know if you have any more questions. I'll definitely make more videos on Meshcore and Meshtastic, because I had a lot of subscribers that told me that they don't know much about LoRa devices. So I'm probably going to make another video once I finish with there's one more video coming on the repeater, and after that I'm going to talk some general stuff to present a little bit more information about LoRa devices. But anyhow, I'm going to stop here because I'm too hot and I need to go outside to get some fresh air, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the week. 73 from Yankee Oscar 6 Delta X-Ray Echo.